Assalamu alaikum and welcome to episode 25 of the Muslim Gamers Podcast, our first episode of 2026. If you can believe it, we started doing this thing in April of 2024 and we're still going strong, alhamdulillah. Not bad for a bunch of dudes who have families and responsibilities, and we've just been doing this podcast just for fun. We want to thank you, our dear viewers and listeners, for sticking with us for so long and supporting us in our journey so far. All right, enough of that. Let's get the show started. My name is Faraj, and joining me today are Mohammad and Abdul. Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How you guys doing?
Good. Good, man.
Alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah.
We all sound tired.
New Year, same old tired faces.
No, we really sound tired today, all of us, even before.
9 p.m. We're recording 9 p.m. on a Sunday right before the start of another week. So, yeah, but we got some cool stuff to talk about, gaming, games that we've been playing, and a little bit of gaming news. Let's go ahead and get started with the games we've been playing. I want to get that out of the way. Since Abdul is the only one in our Google Doc that hasn't added anything in that section, I'll have him go first. He's probably not even prepared.
Dang, it's like my first grade teacher calling me out.
I know, right? What have I been playing? I've been playing a singular game lately, and that's been Clover Pit. So if you don't know what Clover Pit is, it's super addicting roguelite. I love like the Vampire Survivors, the Mega Bonks, and this is like in that same vein. It's a really simple concept of like a slot machine, but it has its own like kind of like Balatro, but slot machines instead of poker hands. So super simple mechanics, super addicting, very unforgiving, and very addicting. It's also on mobile if you hate your life and don't want anything to do. But that's been it. And then I've also been playing Mega Bonk with my brother. We're trying to like beat our high scores. So he ones up me like a day later, and then I like try to beat his score. And so we're just kind of going back and forth on that.
Are you mostly playing on the Steam Deck for both of those or PC?
Yes, Steam Deck for both. That's been my main thing. PC, I haven't really been gaming on. I have been trying to get Baldur's Gate 3 with a bunch of mods running successfully with my wife so that we can continue our journey. But now that like it had a bunch of updates and like it's kind of done with and over with. So now it's in a stable state to be modded and played. That's what I'm waiting for. But yeah.
Okay. Nice. I thought you already beat the main campaign for
Baldur's Gate
3, no?
Yeah. I paused because my wife wants to beat it with me. So I finished it.
Oh, mashallah.
I've had so many playthroughs. Some of them are incomplete still that we're working on, and some we just blasted through. Some we took our time. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Did it win Game of the Year 24?
Yeah. It won Game of the
Year.
Yeah. Why is my headphones?
My extent with Baldur's Gate 3 was wanting to install it just to check it out, seeing the install size and be like, nope, maybe I'll wait until I clear up more space or play through whatever else I'm playing through. Because I hear that game requires a commitment. It's pretty intense. It's basically a tabletop RPG, but in computer form or in a computer game form. So, like I've
been trying, I have a bunch of D&D stuff, and I've been trying to get to do an actual D&D campaign with like friends and family, and this was like the game.
Super down.
Really?
If you're gonna be DM,
I never find a group, to be honest. That's the thing.
I just don't like being. If you have a DM, then let's do it.
I mean, I'll try, but so then like when this, and I got into this board game called Gloomhaven. Have you guys heard about it?
Yes,
I have it, but I don't have Frostbite. I have Gloomhaven. I got it like when it was super cheap. And we played a couple sessions and it just didn't work. It was like too much of a commitment for some people. Like some people, I'm the type like I'm down to commit to that. You know what I'm saying?
You need like a commitment.
You need commitment to it. Yeah.
Once a week or whatever. Once
a month, once a week, something. Like you just want to get something going, you know?
Yeah.
But Baldur's Gate filled that void for me and made it easier for a lot of people. Like some of those people too that couldn't commit. And then we're now even trying to get into Divinity because the new one's coming out. Because of Baldur's Gate. Like it's got a lot of people into that. I've had my eyes on Divinity and all those type of games, but I never had people to play with, and Baldur's Gate became so mainstream and big that it got a lot of people actually finally to jump in, because most people, like, they know they'll like a game but sometimes it just takes something big to convince them, you know. So
Wait, so
I have a lot of love for it.
You haven't played Divinity's Original Sin 1 and 2?
No, I have not.
Dude, highly recommend.
Yeah. So I mean, we started it, but then we got distracted with Star Citizen. So yeah,
really.
Star Citizen's fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
So
You mean Star
There's
Citizen?
What do you mean it's trash?
There's nothing there.
Abdul is just super burnt.
No, dude, Abdul, it's different now. Like we started doing. There's a mission. It's pretty fun.
There's a mission.
No, it's not a mission. It's a whole storyline mission. Like it's like its own story.
Right. It's a one story.
It's progress.
Wait.
Okay.
So this is the perfect way to segue because
it's me what I'm playing. Yeah,
it's one of the games you've been playing.
Okay,
I
so
wanted to ask, how do you beat
through
Star Citizen?
Okay, I'll blast through some other things. So I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, the original. Going back to it.
Nice.
Pokemon Crystal, because now I'm back to being a child cardboard addict, collecting trading card games as well. Like I've been collecting Dragon Ball, One Piece, everything. So I got into the whole Pokemon craze. I missed out a lot of Pokemon as a kid. Like the game specifically too. I mean, even in the DS era. So I'm trying to like play some of the big ones. I finished Halo Reach with what? Go ahead.
You never played like Crystal and
so the first one I ever owned, my first ever handheld was a Game Boy Advance SP. My parents were not about handheld. They're like, you already got a big console.
Other ones.
I had to beg for an SP, and then what's it called? My mom's friend gifted me Leaf Green from Costco. I remember we were at Costco, it was Ramadan, and it came with the wireless adapter, and like it's a core memory because I remember that feeling. It was like my first ever, and I saw the original
Leaf Green were like the best peak.
What was it?
Fire Red, Leaf Green, peak Pokemon. Honestly,
really.
Yeah.
People say it was
Gen 1
good,
and the Gen 3 style.
But most people like will say Crystal or Emerald or like Crystal, some of the DS ones.
Those are good, but like I think the Fire Red and Leaf Green they actually did a lot of like mechanical changes to it and added a lot of new things. Like Crystal was just like red and blue, but like a different region.
Oh, okay.
So
and then you go back to red and blue region.
Yeah, and then
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
it's fine, bro. It's Pokemon. There's not much to it.
Fire Red, Leaf Green were top tier for me.
I'm just trying to catch a giant lizard that's flying through the air, bro. It's not much of a spoiler. That's all I care about. What else? I finished Halo Reach.
Who was your starter in Crystal, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile.
Cyndaquil was cool. So when Johto, that generation of Pokemon came at Johto, I started slowly falling off from the show. So a lot of the Pokemon after, I don't know too much. Because that's when because I remember I was so disheartened. Long story, my mom threw my Pokemon cards away. After I got a whole holographic Volcarion. It's a long story. Yeah. I told her today, last weekend, I was like, Mom, do you remember that Pokemon card set that you threw? She's like, yeah. I was like, you know how much it's worth? She's like, I don't care, but you learned your lesson. I'm like, no, I didn't.
What lesson? What was the lesson?
So, okay, I know we're short on time, so I'm going to go real quick. So long story short, my parents, they were like, they limited me on how much TV, gaming, and how many games. And Pokemon was not something they were about. But I begged for it. They said, my birthday fund will buy you one pack. So I bought a pack, and I bought the first ever, the binder that they were selling with with Venusaur, Bulbasaur, and Charizard. I had that.
Ooh.
And that was my only Pokemon set. Anything else, my friends either gave me or I would cut out the cardboard tokens from Lunchables. That was my Pokemon sets. That was it. So I didn't have many good cards. I didn't have any ones that I liked. So my friends, they would stay after school and trade. So my mom started work. She started going back to work finally after my sister and I grew up. So she got a babysitter and everything. So my friend lived near us, and his mom would pick me up from school, in elementary school. So she only knew to pick me up if I was with him, right? Because the cell phones, there was no texting, none of that stuff. So that day I decided to stay after school and beg for Pokemon cards from my friends, like whatever they don't want, whatever junk. So I stayed 45 minutes and I didn't have a watch, anything, I didn't know. So I go to the front of school, school's empty. I was like, oh crap. So I go in the office, I call, this and that. My friend's mom was like, I didn't know to pick you up. I was like, sorry, I got distracted, whatever. In that time, my babysitter was blowing up my mom's phone and calling her office.
Oh,
she just started working. Your son's not home yet. We don't know where he is. Everyone had a heart attack. I walk in the house. The babysitter was livid. And I didn't care for her. I was like, I had attitude with her. I was like, I was just leave me alone, this and that. My mom came home like furious. Like I'll never forget the face. She's like, what were you doing? I said X, Y, and Z. She bring me down your Pokemon cards. She took them, dumped it in the trash, and she spilled like extra like water, milk, or whatever, so I don't dig it back up. As that's happening, my dad walks in through the door. Oh, by the way, that day my friend gave me a holographic Volparion, first edition. I never had one. I never had a holographic card. My heart shattered. So my dad, as she's dumping it in there, my dad comes to the house. What's going on? He has a brand new skateboard for me in his hand.
Oh no.
He finds out, he's like, I'm going to put it in the rack above your shoes. So every time you go out to the garage and you see the skateboard, you remember what you did. Yeah. So when I'm collecting out Pokemon cards, I know people go after Charizards and stuff. Those are obviously the ones I'm going for, but like I'm collecting evolutions and then I'm trying to get an original art, at least original art Volparion. It has to be the first edition or whatever. So yeah, long story short, that's why.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
After that happened,
I have a question, but go ahead, Faraj.
Come on a little bit, and Yu-Gi-Oh came in, and Yu-Gi-Oh went like straight in. Go ahead. What's your questions?
Abdul first.
No, Faraj, I've been talking a lot. Go for it. You go first.
My question: how old were you? How old did you say you were?
I was probably like second grade.
So about
third grade, second grade,
8 or 9, or 7 or 8.
No, third grade, because I remember the house we're in. We just moved in the house in third grade. So I was 8.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm conflicted here because as a nerd and a gamer, you know, I understand your pain, but also as a parent of a 7-year-old of a third
I was
grader.
gonna ask, as a parent now, when you look back on this, do you approve or disapprove of your mother's actions?
Well, if my son did that and I have knowledge of nerd stuff, I don't know, like I want to say
back then the card wasn't insanely like that like Pokemon card trading and like values wasn't a thing.
But you were 8, but the thing is, your parents said, I'm never buying you other than just one pack, and you just got trash. And you're cutting out lunch, you know, the little in the back of Lunchables, these are the octagon tokens. That's what my collection was. So to defend myself, if my son told me that, hey,
again,
Dad,
you don't gotta defend yourself as an 8-year-old. That's
I'm just kidding though.
That's you as an 8-year-old.
If
your son did that, what would you do?
Without a cell phone, I mean, he would have probably texted me. No?
Are you gonna give your son kids?
Let's assume he lost.
I'd be mad. I would not throw away the Pokemon cards.
I would do what your dad did.
I would take the Pokemon cards away.
Yeah.
I would take them away. I would at least I'll throw away the energy cards. Like, hey, if you do this again, this is what I'll do to your cards.
Rip away the trash cards. Like,
something like that. But dude, like all of them, like you weren't gonna buy me anything after that. Like, come on. Yeah. So, what was your question, Abdul?
That was the question. I was like,
okay. So,
we're all thinking like parents.
So she had to be less. I was like, nope, I did not. Man, because she started hearing that like I'm getting back into Pokemon and stuff, and I was like, you know how much that card is worth? She's like, yeah, I don't care, but you learned your lesson. I still remember it. I was like, no, I didn't, man. I still think about that card.
But did you ever miss pickup or lose track of time ever again?
See, the thing is, I was never a bad kid.
Okay.
I've never got a detention. I was such a goody two shoe. I cried once. My card got pulled once. So a warning, yellow card. You know, like, I don't know if you guys had that. Like,
yeah,
that was it. I had straight A's. Max, the worst I had was like 1B. I never got in trouble. Like, never got in fights. It was like the worst thing I ever did. Like, that was the worst thing I ever did as a kid in school. That was it.
Okay. That's not bad as
before and after. So it wasn't like it was like a bad behavior. It was just I was so desperate for a card. Like, so my parents didn't learn, hey, we should probably buy this kid cards. Nope, they didn't think like that at all.
So that was the lesson that should have been learned.
Yeah, I'm like, you should have learned your lesson. You deprived me.
Feed into his addictions. So
Yeah.
he doesn't do this.
Oh man.
All right, Faraj, what have you been playing?
Yeah, kind of on that note, more in the sense of like reliving childhood and, you know, going through all that nostalgia. I never had a console other than one of those hacked NESs that come with 999 games. But they're all basically the same 10 games, but in different variations.
So they had hacked consoles back then too?
Yeah, it
This
was
was a
much
hacked
easier to
NES
hack.
in the 90s. So
It
I didn't even
was
know
it's
much easier to hack back then than it is
Oh, really?
now.
I just knew about modded consoles when it came to like the PS1, PS2,
yeah.
GameCube, stuff like that. I didn't hear about the NES. Okay.
No, the mods came out pretty soon as well. Like I saw like PS1 games for like 10 dirhams, which is unheard of. Like you usually it's like 70 or more, depending on the game. But yeah, there's growing to add context to, you know, I grew up in the Middle East in Abu Dhabi. Over there, all that stuff was very easy to get, especially back in that time. But you know, no matter how much I begged my dad for a PS1 or a PS2, just never ended up getting one. I did have a PC that I did emulate through quite a bit, so I got to relive some of those games. Since you were talking about Pokemon, that was my exposure to Pokemon. It was never on a handheld; it was always on emulators. And even to this day, my first Nintendo handheld was a Nintendo 3DS, and my first actual Pokemon game that I owned was thanks to Abdul, who gave me his copy of Pokemon X.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that, Abdul.
Wait, that was you?
Yeah,
He's like, I
you were
want
like, oh wait, that's where the Pokemon X was.
I forgot who I gave that to.
You gave me that Fire Emblem, and there was another game. I forgot which one it was. This was 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a minute
10
ago.
years ago. We're dating ourselves here.
But so to give my mom credit, when Yu-Gi-Oh came out, she's okay. I'll buy you boosters and stuff. Just don't tell your dad. So like I'd have
I would have thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, like when my dad was home and I'm trying to open, I have to be like hiding it. Look through my cards if he's not around, whatever. So give her credit. She bought. It wasn't like she was all the time, but she was more like, you know.
No.
Yeah.
You still have all your cards?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
The original ones. I wish I never played with them because they're stupid value if they're like good quality. Good mints,
like an idiot, gave a lot of mine to my younger cousin, and I regret it.
Yeah,
a lot.
Bro. I mean, you could right now because they did it like, you know how the Pokemon did with the 151 sets. They reprinted Yu-Gi-Oh reprinted a lot of the original cards in different sets.
Yeah.
So they're pretty fairly cheap. So if you wanted to get like those original cards, like you won't be spending a lot at all.
Yeah, I tried to get my wife into Yu-Gi-Oh, and she was like, "Yeah, this is stupid."
I still don't get it.
I got some
It's
Magic
not-
cards. I'm
yeah.
trying to get some. I want to play Magic. I tried once. That was like many years ago.
Yeah, I didn't get into Magic, but Yu-Gi-Oh I was huge into as well.
Dude, have you played Yu-Gi-Oh? Like the new Yu-Gi-Oh?
Dude, I tried, and I was like,
This is in high school. My friend, so I was a senior. My friends went to college, and Yu-Gi-Oh like boomed again, and it was way different. And I had my old deck because let's play, bro. He beat me in like 3 turns. I was like, dude, what? This was like over 10 years ago. Now it's
synchro summoning, and
I was like, I don't know what this is, bro. I like
whatever.
the slow pace, like 4,000 life points. This is and that. Like, keep it simple. The most confusing part is the tribute summoning. That's it. Like, I don't need anything else. Yeah, the new Yu-Gi-Oh is just so weird. But their Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of started to do like the full art stuff too, like how Pokemon's doing. So there's a new set coming out this year. So, anyways, let's get to the real stuff.
Yeah. I was talking about games I was playing. I went on a tangent with, the stuff that I missed out of my childhood. But yeah, one of the games I've heard a lot about but never actually got to play was Metal Gear Solid, the very first one. I started it like 2 or 3 times, even got Twin Snakes for the GameCube. Figured that was the definitive version to play and started that, but never got around to actually beating it. Finally got around to beating it a couple weeks ago, and I beat it in like 2 days on my small emulator handheld since it can handle PS1 games. And yeah, I've been wanting to get through it at least to say that I beat it, and there's a lot of stuff about that game that's timeless, but a lot of it that's aged because it is literally
Don't spoil
a
it for me, by the way.
Yeah, it's almost a 30-year-old game.
So Smatt, listen. I'm like Faraj.
Yeah.
Dude. That generation, it was N64 only, and I went to Syria and I bought a bunch of games that I didn't have. Metal Gear Solid was one of them. It would only work until you get to the elevator. So I just kept playing
the elevator at the basement.
Yes, so that's all I played.
Wow,
that first part. Sometimes it wouldn't make it through
That's
intro.
the demo, bro. You just had the demo.
not even the demo.
It would crash. So like the max I could go was through that. So I was playing
continuously
on my Asus ROG, and I started playing it, and then the analog. There's something wrong with the analog stick on the Asus ROG. I bought a replacement. I just never changed it, so I never. Yeah,
I played it completely with the D-pad, bro.
No, the thing is, it's stuck. So even if it's in center, the inside sensor is giving it registers to the right. So he's just constantly running to the right and getting stuck into the wall. Even if I force it the other way. But,
right.
Yeah.
I wonder how easy
you
that
guys
is to
humble
replace.
me a lot in my privileged childhood.
Yeah, bro, you didn't get milk on your Vaporeon in front of you.
Having played all these games.
Yeah. No, it was. I did. So I have gone through 2, 3, and 4 before, but playing through 1 makes me want to go through the series and do a playthrough. And thankfully, I have the definitive versions of 2, 3, and 4. There's only one version of 4 on the PS3, but 2 and 3, I got the HD collection on PS3. So yeah, I can't wait to get back on that. I started 2 a little bit. I haven't really. I'm still on the tanker. So yeah, still need to get through that one.
I'm excited for a journey. Metal Gear is like one of my favorites of all time. Like
it'll be me reliving because 2 was
amazing.
2 is amazing. 3 is my favorite out of all 4 of them.
Really? So 3 is also my favorite, but I don't feel like 4 gets enough credit. 4 was really good.
So 4 I only played once. So and it was a very long time ago, and for some reason I rushed through it. So now I want to take my time. So I can't wait to go back to it, especially now having played through 1 entirely, because 1 is referenced quite a bit in 4. So so can't wait to get through that. Going back to the Pokemon stuff, I got a new emulator handheld. This guy right here, the Ioneo Pocket Air Mini. A lot of controversy around the maker because there've been some issues with shipping and whatnot. Long story on that, but it's great for all the older consoles and handhelds like Game Boy Advance. And I've been playing Pokemon Yellow Recharged. Think of it as Pokemon Fire Red, which was for the GBA, which was a remake of the Game Boy, the original Game Boy game. But this one they gave it the treatment for Pokemon Yellow. So you have a follower Pokemon with you, and it kind of follows the show a little bit. So you have Jesse and James showing up on random times.
That's cool.
And there's some funny references in there because it's a fan made Pokemon ROM hack. Like there was one part where I come across a hiker guy who's one of the trainers that I have to battle, and he says, "Hit me with your best shot." And after I beat him, he said, "Fire it away." Which, if you know the song,
No, okay. ROM hacks are super fun. If you really,
I've heard some cool ones out there.
There's some really cool ones. One of the best ones I played was Rocket, Pokemon Rocket. It basically follows you the story of it's completely custom, and you're a grunt in Team Rocket working your way up the ladder.
That's cool.
This is a really cool concept.
Is that the one where you don't catch Pokemon, but you steal other people's Pokemon?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And there's I can't spell anything for you. But if you ever get to the black hole that is ROM hacks, there's a lot out there, and they're super fun.
It's a huge black hole. There are so many. Yeah.
There's a huge dedicated community on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And besides that, I started Dispatch, which playing through it, I'm like, how it is such a great game, and I'm like
excited for it.
How did they? I thought this was a small studio. Where did they get the money for Aaron Paul and Jeffrey Wright? Like these are huge names in entertainment, and they got these guys to voice. Because when I heard one of the voices, and it's like that sounds like Jeffrey Wright, and his name showed up in the credits, and I'm like, whoa. So it looks and plays a lot more like a TV show. It doesn't have any of the Telltale Games jank. Like whatever engine they're using plays through it a lot more fluidly. Didn't you start it yet, Abdul, or not yet?
I haven't started yet. No.
It's
I
started it thinking I was gonna go through it pretty quickly. I got to like maybe episode chapter 3, I want to say. Still need to get back to it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we've been yapping for, I can't believe, almost 25 minutes just about the
just
games
real
we've been
quick.
playing.
Don't slander Star Citizen. Just saying. All right, go ahead.
It's trash.
Wait, so actually, going back to a question about that. What is the story there to beat? Like, it's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to like.
So the game, there's a single player game that's not out yet. And the story
the Squadron
game,
42?
Mark Hamill's in it, and I guess some big people are coming into it.
Henry Cavill.
I don't know Henry Cavill or not, but I know Mark Hamill is. So the multiplayer is funding that. Now, a lot of the stuff is questionable in terms of like how much they make crazy amount of money, and like people spend insane amount of money on real ships, which I think is ridiculous. Like they're asking thousands of dollars. The thing is, like, there's no winning. It's like it's just an online MMO. It's an online game. That's all it is. There's no end. And there's wipes, but like it's compared to when I first started playing it, there's a lot more to do. The only thing that just holds back is the like the glitches that end up happening that break the game or whatever. But if you're into like space and sci-fi and that kind of stuff, like it's cool. Like it's a lot of fun. I feel like for me, it's a little bit easier than Tarkov in terms of like mental drain.
If that game ever comes out, I will play it day one. But I want to wait till it comes out.
You just can't take it seriously.
I don't want to play it until it's out. That's my thing. Like it's been like almost 20 years.
Yeah, it's fun though. There is a cool mission. I'm just saying, there's like a really sick mission. We found
20 years in one mission, guys. We did it.
No, there's a lot more missions. There's a lot of missions, but this one is like there's depth to it. I'm just saying. I don't know. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of emptiness in that game.
Forget Witcher 3. You got one depth mission in Star Citizen.
Hey.
Okay.
We can keep going, bro. I'm just kidding.
All right. So let's move on to our news/topic segment of the show. Probably not too much to talk about here, but one pretty big thing to talk about. Before we get into that, maybe Mohammad, do you want to get into what you got here in your notes about the VR setup?
Oh, this is really cool. I wanted to do this video last year, and then never got into doing it. And then when the Steam Machine and Steam Frame came out, the announcement,
also,
I was like,
sorry to interrupt, but just in case viewer or listener doesn't know, Mohammad here has his own gaming channel, which we'll link in the description below. So check out that video that he's talking about there. Yeah.
Appreciate the shout out. So with the announcement of that, I feel like I had to do this video. And then the concept of the Steam Machine and like everyone, wanting to have like something like PC power, but a little bit more portable. And I've been wanting to have like my own mini PC and take it around from in-laws to my mom's house, this and that living room. There's this concept, like we're seeing how powerful these small handhelds are becoming. And I feel like eGPUs aren't very like utilized. They kind of boomed with the Steam Deck and Asus ROG, and they kind of just quickly died. I feel like they'll eventually come back, but I had my 3090 sitting around. I was like, I wonder how a VR setup like this would be if it's a little bit more annoying than a Steam Machine, but definitely going to be more powerful because you're using an actual desktop GPU. So I used my Asus ROG Ally X, which has a little bit more RAM than the first Ally. And I've tried to launch some VR games and it's surprising me pretty well. So I just wanted to just let people know that it's out there. So if you have any 30 series card, even 20 or even 10 series, it's definitely doable to have a good VR setup, because it's not like it does require some setup, because you do have to install drivers, disable some AMD stuff, because the chipset in these handhelds are all AMD. So NVIDIA and AMD, there'll be some compatibility issues. So there's some extra steps, but it's not too complicated. Probably the most complicated aspect is just putting the power supply and the GPU together. It's like literally 3 cables. But it was pretty much a really good desktop feeling experience. It reminds me of my 1080 Ti VR experience. So, I mean, if you got a handheld that has Thunderbolt 4 or even a laptop that supports that and you have an extra GPU, like it's there. But if you have like those PC handhelds and an eGPU, like it's solid. It was very surprising. So, a little interesting setup, but Abdul has some thoughts on it. But yeah,
My comment was like, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I've heard of worse examples for that, so this is not even close to it.
It's not the most
fine.
ideal setup, but like it works pretty well. It works pretty well, better than you think. That's all.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I haven't played anything VR in a while. I gotta get back into that. Especially Alex. I've been meaning to get through and beat that game.
I finally convinced my friend he's almost done. I've been trying for years for him to play, but
yeah. I heard there's a lot of good VR experiences in Roblox as well. Speaking of Roblox, yeah, it's basically going to be the main meat of this episode. This is kind of old.
Yeah, we're
news.
kind of late on this.
Yeah,
but
pretty
I
late.
do feel
we did mention it several episodes.
We
ago
did mention it.
Yeah,
but I do feel like we should dedicate a little bit more time, especially because Muslim parents tend to be the most. Not the most, but some of the most uninformed parents when it comes to gaming.
And Pokemon cards.
And apparently Pokemon cards. But let's talk about Roblox.
Yeah.
So Roblox, if you don't know what the game is, it's kind of it's a spin on Minecraft, but it's like a combination of Minecraft, but like the Fortnite freedom of like make your own game type of thing, where the main draw for Roblox is there's a lot of user generated mini games that you like. You have like somebody made this really funky game. You want to go play it. It's in Roblox. Roblox is basically like a sandbox tool that a lot of people have used to create a lot of mini games. Think of like back in the day, if you think of like the black box, people creating like Half-Life 2 mods, stuff like that. Similar, like Gary's mod, similar concept with Roblox. And it's very popular. Don't know why, but with a lot of little kids. We're talking under the age of 13. And it's
also free.
Yeah, that's exactly what to say. That's another reason why. Yeah.
It's free to
play. Also mobile. It's also mobile. That's a big one.
It's mobile, and they're everywhere. They have tons of user-generated games now, and it just hooked up a lot of kids, and now they're just in it, right? And the problem with it is they honestly don't. They have their restrictions and regulations for protecting children are like almost non-existent.
Yeah, it's a joke.
And a lot of kids under the age of 13 are playing this game, and there's been multiple reports. In fact, there was somebody who dedicated a YouTube channel to basically going into Roblox mini games and finding pedophile predators and exposing them. And he was exposing over a dozen. And then people actually calling the police and getting these people arrested because they're trying to, manipulate these kids into getting them their information and, trying to talk to them. And Roblox ends up banning the guy's account, not the pedophiles, but the guy's account. And it became this whole social media outrage, and he put it on it. I think they walked back the.
I gotta interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Do you know what was the charge or what was their reasoning for blocking or banning?
They called him a vigilante, by the way, too.
There was a vigilante, and
he was a victim himself. Before the kids,
he was a victim himself. They called him a vigilante, and they basically cited terms of service violations of hey, he's making it was really ridiculous.
Essentially doxing these people.
Yeah, he's so because he's doxing these people, they're like, oh, you're violating our terms, and we're gonna ban your
But he
account.
also before going speaking outwardly, he went straight to them, from what I understand.
Yeah,
before he started speaking out,
reported them in Roblox, and nothing happened.
Yeah, and they brushed him off. So not until he went public and made all that stuff, then they banned him and said terms of service violation. That's what I understood. What's crazy is that he was a victim himself, and how old is he now? Like he's at least
he's a teenager.
He's a teenager.
Yeah,
that's how old the game is. So you got to imagine how long this has been going on and how much worse it's probably gotten.
Yeah,
since then.
It's really bad. And there was another independent, basically an investigation that was done to figure this guy was like, okay, I'm gonna go and create a fresh Roblox account, full parental controls. I'm gonna say I'm under the age of 13. Let's see how long does it take for me to get like access to inappropriate things. 5 minutes in, he was like, I was already seeing things that no child under the age of 13 should be seeing. He was like, he was in this mini game where like there was these toilets, like side rooms that were basically toilets, and people could go in. You would go one at a time in with somebody else and do inappropriate actions. And like this is happening in the game, and he's seeing this. Full parental controls, shouldn't be able to chat with anybody, shouldn't be able to see like, you know, rated R content or anything like that. And it's like, it's insane. So Roblox is like a cancer. It's really bad. Parental controls don't exist. Do not have your kids play this game. If they are playing this game now, they should not play this game. Like there's no reason for them to be playing this game. No Muslim should be playing this game. From like, there's so many better games out there that you can have, and you have a peace of mind into like making sure your child is safe, especially for online gaming. We are living in a world where it's much easier now for someone to get access to your child's information, to your information, and it is a risk and definitely a safety risk that you should watch out for. So that's my PSA. So ever since this whole thing has gone out, Roblox apparently did this whole PR thing where they hired like new like legal team and some like revamped some of their like restrictions, stuff like that. And then the investigation team that did the original one of like, hey, let's do the parental controls and see how long it takes. They did it 4 months later, they did it again. And aside from like an age verification, they said like nothing really there's some things have improved, but it's still very easy for you to start talking to adults, start getting access to the content that you shouldn't be seeing. So it's still not there. And at this point, I feel like Roblox is just, they make so much money off of the adults playing this game because they're the ones buying all the expensive things to make sure that they're able to get into these places. I think it's malicious at this point. I feel that they're consenting to this and no one's really holding them accountable.
Yeah, it's like criminal negligence, basically. The fact that they're looking the other way with how much they're ignoring all of these humongous red flags.
Yeah, it's too, like, I know the VR is not big amongst our generation, but the amount of kids that have VR headsets is more than you think. I don't know how many Muslim kids have VR headsets, but Quest does. I mean, from what I remember, when the whole Meta Horizon thing started becoming something, there was all these extra parental controls that got really annoying when we all had to create new accounts, and it was like really annoying. But in light of all this, and now understanding that they created these Meta Horizon worlds, which is a similar concept to Roblox and the Fortnite map building. I one time jumped into Meta Horizon. It was just a bunch of kids just screaming. Although I'm jumping out. Like, this is annoying. Like, there's some cool concepts in there, but like, I'm pretty sure I think Meta probably has it a little bit more tight knit than Roblox. I'm not saying they're great or anything, but like, even in a VR headset, there's those type of worlds. But I didn't see anything that was weird. Like, there's limitations. And I think from what I remember, I guess because of all the legal stuff that Meta had in the past, and the worlds that I've seen, there weren't anything like that, but I didn't explore enough. But the idea is, even if you have a VR headset or any of those, like, be extra careful, because VR is a little bit more interactive and immersive. So.
And you can't always see what they're looking at either.
Exactly. You can't, unless you have them cast it to the TV. You have to be tech savvy to do that and all that stuff. So
there is VR chat as well, which I've heard not like
VR chat's I want to get into a game like that, but because of all the other stuff, I'm like,
No,
like
I only just explored it, and the things I've heard of like what a
What's
kid
VR
could be
chat?
exposed to in there.
Same idea, but the thing is, I feel like that group of people have kind of ruined the concept of it. But because I've seen other stuff in VR chat, people have made it really creative and really cool, but it's flooded with that kind of stuff. You know, it's not really
content, basically.
Yeah, but it's not like obscene. It's just not. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, I don't know. There's like child. Yeah,
rated 18 plus stuff.
Yeah, because there's no, it's a sand. It's like an open. It's literally Gary's mod for VR.
No.
And there's like body trackers. Like people use body trackers for like full body movement and everything. So you're interacting with someone you don't even know.
No,
that's not a game that any kid should be jumping in, because that for sure has no parental stuff.
Yeah. I think this brings into question more of what you were bringing up, what you brought up earlier, Abdul, about parents. I don't know if it's exclusive just to Muslim parents. I think this is parents in general, where there's no moderation or no, the parents are just not informed about what their kids are playing. I think maybe it's a little bit better with our generation as parents, because we grew up playing a lot of games and we see how things have evolved, where it's like, okay, now we have to be a little bit more careful of what we let our kids play, because what was PG-13 back then is like way different from what PG-13 is now. Just as one example, there's lots of different websites online. One is Common Sense Media, where it'll give parents a breakdown of like what can be expected from, like, let's say if you're thinking of getting your kid a Mario game, okay, is there anything in there that I might need to be worried about? For more often than not, with the Nintendo first party game aimed at families, it's not going to be that bad. But if you want to look up what might be there, maybe there's a scene of like, oh, Princess Peach kissing Mario or something like that. If you want to be aware of that, that's great. They have a listing up for VR chat in there, and one of the things that it says is the platform's growth is dependent on user created content and user interactions. This can result in experiences that cover the whole spectrum, from helpful and supportive to hurtful and even abusive. Though users can block, mute, and report others and their content, there's little in the way of efficient moderation. So, gives you an idea that, and especially with with platforms that allow for UGC, user generated content, and for online interactions, this is always going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah, and the thing is that I noticed, it's not even these type of full-on fledged video games. You're seeing these type of mobile games and YouTube channels that are playing these type of things for kids to watch. It's even watching them. It's the whole. I feel like this generation of kids are going to struggle with like the concept of gambling, because everything has become a gambling concept, right? Like for us, it's cardboard, like booster packs. Like even that, you could find yourself, I want to just rip packs or whatever. But literally every mobile game has some kind of gambling and microtransaction crap. Like literally everything. So I feel like that's pretty dangerous, because it's just so simple and easy. Yeah. And you have to know the game to even just be able to play it, like to even understand. Yeah. So I feel like it's not even these full-fledged games anymore.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, because that's easy, like very low bar of entry for them, where they make a game that's free, that's available on devices that everyone owns already. Just download it, start playing it, have fun with it for a little bit, and then realize, oh, I got to start, paying money to get the cooler stuff. Okay, it's a little bit. Couple
just look
bucks.
How easy sports gambling has become online.
Sports gambling. I mean,
it's everywhere.
The fact that there's commercials for it now.
People are gambling on what Mr. Beast will say in a YouTube video.
Oh wow!
I'm not it's insane.
No, I believe you. I'm just. It's just a crazy world we live in now.
I get ads on Reddit for a gambling site about like presidential and political elections.
That's the one I've been getting. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I remember
what?
That. Yeah, that's it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, gambling is becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Unfortunately, especially in the gaming space, the regulations aren't keeping up because they're not recognizing it as gambling.
I blame EA.
And yeah, like the big conglomerates are really pushing hard to make sure that it's not regulated, and they'll like fight tooth and nail for that. It is.
Wasn't there some regulation brought in the EU for that?
Yeah,
They tried. It didn't succeed, to
it
my
didn't?
knowledge.
I don't know if it did.
Well, unless it's still ongoing. I know is it Denmark or Norway? Denmark did pass something.
There was something that they kind of like made.
I think it was only
Denmark.
Denmark. Yeah, it was only one.
Yeah,
of them.
only Denmark removed like all loot boxes, and like you have to that, but it didn't pass like all EU, unfortunately. And then the UK, I think they tried it as well, but I don't know if it succeeded.
Yeah, FIFA's huge in that. I remember, and then Battlefront was the breaking point for everyone. Yeah.
But yeah, mobile gaming with kids, extremely dangerous, especially on the gambling front. If you are someone that has given your kid a phone, I would advise you to monitor
Buy
which
Nokia
games,
and let them play Snake or something.
right?
100%.
I would definitely monitor the games they're playing. Put some parental controls on there. It honestly,
Battery will last for a week.
For real.
Dude, Nokia's battery lasts like forever.
Phones last forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Just go back to Tetris and Snake, man. Tetris, honestly, it's a freaking amazing game. Like kids will learn like problem solving, like hand-eye coordination, like reflexes.
I feel like these type of Android handhelds, like that, like these are like perfect because you can control it.
Yeah,
literally.
you can control what games you have. They're offline,
Exactly.
and
Even whether it's a stock OS or custom OSs, you can for custom firmware you can put in there. There's even a kid mode you can enable.
Yeah.
So if you're savvy enough to figure out what to put in there for your kid, those are great ways. I was thinking about doing that for my kid, but it would be a way for him to game wherever he is. It'd be easier for me to regulate, but that's just me personally. It's something I'm thinking about doing down the line, and I do completely think that's better than giving them a smartphone.
Yeah. No, I agree. I should go back in time and tell my dad that. Hey, you gotta buy me a Game Boy Color. You don't know what's coming.
Did you guys ever have those like little block game things where it's basically like a dot matrix display where you can play these games that are like Tetris and other types of games like Tank? That's what I grew up on. Those were I did say I didn't have any handhelds. Those were my handhelds. Like they're very basic. Some of those only came with Tetris.
I didn't.
Yeah, so I had one of those. We got a 2-pack for both of my kids to play on, like if we're ever doing longer road trips, rather than giving them an iPad.
No, you're talking about. Are you talking about like these handhelds that run on AA batteries and there's preset games on them?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a bunch of those. They were trash. I had one for basketball. I was like, I hated it. Like, this game sucks. Like,
these ones at least have like Tetris or something.
Yeah,
so
no, that's like the max I could get. Do you? So do you guys remember this thing like when this was when like VR was growing in the 90s and early 2000s? Like that initial concept. There was this Batman game my dad came home with. It's like you put it on your head, and it's like a little visor, and it's connected to a controller to your head, and you play it on like a screen.
Huh? I do not remember this.
Yeah, no. Dude. If I look at Batman VR, like you'll see it. I remember that. Yeah,
look this up.
Dude, I thought you were talking about the Arkham Asylum VR game.
No. Like this was old Batman. That was cool. There was also like I grew up on like random PC games on floppy disks and stuff like that. And yeah, it was my dad was like super into that stuff and like flight sim.
Oh yeah.
We go to arcades here and there. That was about it.
Yeah.
Batman, Robin.
So I wanted to ask you guys this.
Buy an arcade thing for your kid and then just have them play it.
I've wanted to build an arcade cabinet, but I just don't have the space.
Yeah.
Set up a custom credit thing where they load up the card with like how many chores and stuff they do.
Dude, that would be actually sick. I wonder if someone's done that.
Make the cabinet work on coins. And have your take, hey, go make money and come back and you make money after playing the game.
Oh man, that's just a different form of not gambling, but it's still like some sort of microtransactions.
No, but it's teaching them like, I'm not totally against it because you're teaching them like, okay, if I want this reward, like I got to work for it.
This thing,
you know?
Batman, Robin.
So while Abdul is looking, while Mohammad is looking up that Batman VR game, I want to ask you guys: have you guys ever, since I'm sure you're known as like, oh, this is the gamer guy in the crowd or at the masjid or whatever? Do you guys ever get approached by any parents? Especially older parents where they're like, oh, you know about video games. My son, he won't stop playing video games no matter how much I tell him to. Just curious, do you guys get approached with questions
Sometimes.
like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had my old boss ask me, hey, like, what are good, when the PS5 is, I'm buying a PS5, what are good games? I'll tell him, hey, because he grew up on games when he was a kid and like, like N64 stuff, but he hasn't. I was like, hey, like, there's these type of games. Like, if you're talking about Mortal Kombat, you grew up on those. I was like, hey, like these are the type of characters, or I'll show them pictures like this is what's there, this is what's there. This Spider-Man's good. This Spider-Man has these X missions. It's up to you. Like 2K is fine. FIFA's fine. I was like,
2K is fine.
I mean, like, because he's looking for a sports game. I mean, like, they're not gonna have internet access. Like, the console is not gonna be connected to the internet.
Right.
Like, I was just worried. He's like worried about the other stuff. That stuff like that.
Stuff they have to be careful for, especially if you have kids and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
No, because I think about one particular experience where there's a parent who every time I run into him, he's always asking me, is like, oh, have you figured out games that, our Muslim kids can play that are safe? Because he tells me, oh, yeah, I see my kids playing Fortnite and, they're playing as a female character and you can see their backside, astaghfirullah. Like, I get that, but I'm like, if that's the worst your kid is experiencing, I don't think it's that bad compared to like what's really out there. Not that I'm saying, hey, go ahead and let your kid look at a woman's backside while, he's playing Fortnite with a female character. But, sometimes they'll ask me, it's like, oh, yeah, he plays all these like Roblox games and, all this and that. And I'm like, and I asked him, like, how much about these games do you know? I was like, I don't, because I'm working all the time. It's like, then why are you buying these games for them? Why are you letting them play? And they're saying, oh, they don't listen to me. What do I do? It's like, I hate to sound like a judgy parent, but it shouldn't even be we shouldn't, as a parent, you shouldn't let your kid get to that point where they're not even listening to you. But that's just my take on it. I
mean, or if they're not, I mean,
it's easier said than done. I know.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you got to put your foot down, right? Like, hey, I am the parent. Like, you're gonna listen to me. And
there's all these like,
if you don't, but
there's all this like gentle parenting stuff out there now. So it's like
that's
even
being walked
saying
back,
like
actually. A little bit.
I mean, no, there is walk back on it, but there's still parents that follow that. So us saying put your foot down would be something that would trigger parents like that, where it's like, oh, how dare you say that? Maybe that's your parenting style. It won't work for my kid. Whatever, but your kid's not listening to you. You're the parent. You got to take responsibility for their upbringing, and exposing them to games like this, even through negligence, is harming them.
He's hanging there, and it's from an Islamic perspective. Like, you have a responsibility on your children. Like, they're in a manna, right? And you're basically neglecting that and saying, oh, like, they can play whatever they want. Like, they're not listening to me. Oh well, like, come on. Like, how are you gonna stand on the day of judgment and talk to Allah and be like, oh yeah, because they didn't listen to me, and now they're addicted to gambling and like, whatever crazy thing. Like, that's not an acceptable excuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, 100%.
My parents, my dad was super strict. He even let me listen to like music that rap and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you don't
that.
have to be as strict as most parents, but like, you don't gotta like rip out the Pokemon cards and put,
Yeah, they were like super strict. Like, but they were.
I mean, you turned out really good, mashallah. So
very look at that.
It was rewarding. Like, my dad was like, my dad was. I told you the story where I got to buy 3 games in one day and I wasn't prepared, and I bought trash games. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that story.
And crap like that. I was like, well, the worst decision. I wasn't prepared. Yeah, like, they were very rewarding when they were rewarding, but they were very like tough, like extra tough. So, still didn't learn my lesson. I'm saying it didn't work. But I sent that VR thing. Not really VR in the chat. Yeah. So the system was called R Zone, and there was a bunch of games that came out for it, and I got the Batman one.
Oh,
yeah, it was like really cool.
Okay,
so
okay. Like, now that I see it, I do remember seeing this. As a child.
So it's like a virtual boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes away. It's like a screen on your head. And it's like, I remember it was so small. I started getting cross-eyed. Like, and that's why I have glasses.
That's
I don't
funny.
remember. I don't remember when it came out. What year? 1995. Yeah.
Wow.
That's when the game came out.
Oh,
The console probably came out. Yeah. Dude, I still remember. It was so sick.
It's over 30 years ago.
Yeah, for real.
how you doing this, bro? We don't need to.
Hey, bro, I'm living. I accept it. I accept it. I'm living through nostalgia. I don't care.
Yeah, we're old. We're getting
Speaking
old.
of
I accept it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's the
Speaking
gray
of being
hairs.
old, going back
Yeah.
to the parental responsibility with kids. Basically what I'd say is if you as a parent don't know what to let your kids play, which I'm guessing people that listen to our podcast normally wouldn't, but I'll probably clip this part out and have it as a PSA already on YouTube for people to listen to. If you don't know what to let your kids play, you don't have time, you're working a lot, you have other responsibilities to take care of your family, but you don't know about the entertainment space, about video games, whatever. Find someone who knows, or just look it up. There's plenty of websites online that go into detailed descriptions of is this a type of game your kid should be playing or not, and they keep it objective enough to where you can make an informed decision of whether you should let your kid play this game or not. Sometimes it could even be the difficulty itself, where it's like, oh, maybe the game might be too hard, or my kid might get too frustrated and get too discouraged to play, but sometimes that's part of the fun, is to overcome that challenge. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so at least try to look that up. Try to ask someone if you don't know. Don't just let them have complete carte blanche on whatever it is they want to play. Don't just buy them every game that they're asking for. Me personally, with my kids, if it's a show that they want to watch, usually the Netflix Kids is like pretty safe with that. But even then, I keep my eye on things. And it's only something they can watch on the TV. So if I catch something, iffy, then I could put a stop to it right away. But for movies, I will try to screen them and or at least look up a parental advisory guide to see if it's something worth. For games, they don't play anything I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing my best here. I'm not perfect, but yeah.
No.
Well said.
Well said.
All right.
I think that's a good ending spot.
Okay.
Almost
Excellent.
at the hour mark. Yeah.
Almost. Okay. All right. So if you guys made it this far, thank you guys for listening and or watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't done so already. And we will catch you on the next episode. Assalamu alaikum. Abdul, you were about to type something in there to distract me, weren't you?
No.
No? Okay. I saw your thing go there.
It's still recording.